The Bert Show on All The Hits Q100.
Q100, Bert Show. Enrique Iglesias hanging out this morning with the Bert Show. The new CD is Insomniac, and the new single is Somebody's Me. We're going to talk all about that here in just a second. You said when you first got in here that this isn't your first trip to Atlanta.
No. I actually recorded some of the album here.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. I've been here a lot. Yeah.
Who'd you record it with here?
I worked here a lot with Sean Garrett.
What studio is that?
I don't know what studio. Do you know who Sean Garrett is?
He's listening right now going,
Shouting at the radio.
He's a great songwriter and a great producer. But I don't know what studio. I don't know. So I've been here many times.
Do you get to go out and hang out and enjoy the city
I never gone out. No, I know. Never.
I think if we look around the studio, we can find a girl who would show you around.
No, and then I
Just
did.
look at the shoes. Any heels? We'll take you.
And then I think in 2000 I was here for the Super Bowl because I did the halftime show.
Oh, yeah?
And I was here and it was snowing.
Right?
Yeah.
That ice storm then, yeah.
I don't think we got a Super Bowl since then, right? Like they were all freaked out by
because of the ice storm.
Is that the first time it snows here? I mean, it doesn't usually snow in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I
It
think
was
it's
odd.
The last time it snowed here was then.
Yeah.
The thing is, in Atlanta, if you get like one snowflake falls 10 miles north of the city, the entire place shuts down.
Right,
like
it's a
they
little
panic and they freak out and because nobody, it's
snowed in Miami once actually. 1975.
I bet they freaked out.
Can you imagine snowing in Miami?
No.
Wow.
It's 8:09 right now. All right, so it's no secret. I mean, you and Anna Kournikova, kind of a public couple.
It is kind of a secret.
It is kind of a secret?
No.
I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, the thing that I found yesterday, though, in reading stories about you is that you
don't
guys...
read on the internet.
All right, well, let's clear it up. Let's clear it up. Because every time it seems like you guys are mentioned, it always says on again, off again,
Yeah, I don't know.
Anna
where they get
Kournikova
that.
and Enrique Iglesias. So I wanted to ask you, I mean, is it we're together, we're not together, we're together, we're
No,
not
we've
together?
been together, yeah. But I mean, we're just boyfriend, girlfriend. I mean, we're not married. You know what
Because
happens a lot of times? I think a lot of people. I travel to so many places. Hey, so how is it? You know, how long have you been married? Like, I'm not married. I don't know where people got the thing that I was married.
Do you think they do the on again, off again thing just because happily, together a couple, Enrique and Anna won't sell any magazines, but on again, off again is like,
of course, obviously. And whenever they ask me, and I'm kind of stupid too. Whenever I do interviews, I say a lot of stupid things. Like, I think it was in, I don't know, some country. They asked me, you've been married already for 5 years. How does it feel? And I said, no, I'm divorced. And obviously, the journalist didn't pay attention and didn't do the research. And then the next day she said, Enrique, which is recently divorced. You can't be divorced, obviously, if you're not married.
Can't even joke about it, right?
Yeah, but I always joke about that. And when it comes down to you know what happens? If I'm out with an album, I know I'm going to get the personal questions, and I don't mind answering them. And I don't mind being asked about them. I truly don't. But when I'm off and I'm not doing anything, I try to keep it as private as possible, just so you don't see a paparazzi, in front of your house. It kind of freaks me out at times. And don't get me wrong, I know that they're doing their job, and I understand it. But sometimes they can cross that line.
You want to get really freaked out? Because
What?
I saw a website yesterday. I don't even know if you know that this exists. There's a website now that gives out satellite photos of celebrity neighborhoods.
I heard.
And yours is one of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. That's not funny because there's. I mean that could actually get a little dangerous.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't show
hear
your
that?
house.
You
But
hear that, John Hobby? Do not go to Enrique Iglesias' house.
I promise.
You sure?
Jen, you're more than invited.
Then it's not stalking if you're invited.
I think in my case it'd be the other way around. I'd be stuck in your place.
Tell the judge that when Enrique hauls you into court.
Right. Really, how do you handle the paparazzi? I mean, what do you and Anna do to avoid it? Do you have security detail? Do you have secret plans or disguised people? I mean, how do you guys handle staying out of the limelight?
I truly feel that it's a small price to pay for the job that we have.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, you hear people complaining, and yeah, it must suck at times, obviously. But I love my job, and if you balance both of them, and you say, okay, the paparazzi thing or doing music, which I love and I've always loved, there's for me it's it's obvious. I mean, the paparazzi thing, it's not really it's a small sacrifice, and it comes with the territory, and what are you going to do?
Is the paparazzi, is it handled differently in this country than it is in other countries?
Oh.
Like, are you just mobbed in, like, South
other
America?
countries, like, no, forget, like, the UK, Spain, Italy. South America is not that bad, actually, when it comes down to paparazzis. I mean, in Miami, it gets bad sometimes. I've had, like, a few of them. I had a guy break into my house one time, which I find pathetic because that's not funny. I've had a few that cross that line. I don't mind if you're in a public place and there's a paparazzi taking pictures, but when you get one of those guys that goes beyond, doing the normal job and they're actually, breaking the law, that's not funny.
We talked about this a little earlier. Like, it's somehow, some way, the paparazzi seems to have embraced you guys as a couple, and I'm wondering what other celebrities can learn from the way that you've handled it, because you don't seem to get bothered by it. But they seem to be cool with you.
I do think a lot of celebrities, and I don't want to blame them, but I think a lot of times they have the control, and I think it's their fault at times. Because when you open a door, the more you open it, the more you gotta, you give a little bit, and obviously if you give a lot, well, then you're gonna have to pay a price for it.
It's 8:13 right now. The new CD is Insomniac. Tell everybody about it. What can they expect? Is this more of the same, Enrique? Is there something new?
The CD sucks, so don't go out and get it.
See, now that's going to be the headline tomorrow.
No.
Enrique says his album sucks, don't buy it.
Newly divorced Enrique.
Exactly. No, it's one of those albums. It took me 3 years to make, so it was one of those. It's the toughest album I've made in my career. And I kind of wanted to go back to what I did in my first album. What happened with my first album, I wrote songs between the age of 15 and 18. And I had time to make that album. After that, I luckily started doing well, and I would only have 6 months to write and record songs. And in this one, I wanted to take my time. I never imagined I was going to take 3 years, but I did think about maybe a year and a half, 2 years. But there was times when I thought I was going around in circles. There's times that it makes you feel insecure. There's times that it would just completely destroy me and make me feel unhappy, thinking that I was never going to be satisfied with it. But I'm also a firm believer that things happen for a reason. So if it took me 3 years, at the end of the day, I was satisfied with it, and that's what truly, truly matters.
Now that the album is over, can you sleep? It's called
now you don't sleep. Now that's when the work starts. For me, I mean, making an album is a tough thing, but when you have to, I mean, if you look at my schedule, it's pretty crazy. Like in the last week, I've been in Canada, Poland, Malta, Spain, then I went back to Canada. Then yesterday I was in Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, Washington, D.C., and then at night I came here to Atlanta. It's like crazy.
It is nuts. No wonder why you're wearing sunglasses.
But it's a great job.
So
don't get me wrong. It's crazy, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
The Bert Show on All The Hits Q100.